Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video, and this is I gotta laugh at this one too. I see this I see this shit all the time on TV. I gotta just laugh, and then I'm kinda going like this because I don't really personally, this is another thing that this so-called transgender community does not like. I always say that I can give a shit less. I don't give a rat's ass one way or another. So I have my intro about offering up a rat's ass, whether a rat's ass should be offered or even given. I don't give a fuck. They can do whatever the hell they want. I'm not going to waste my life worrying about some transgender that wherever the hell they are and me wanting to control what they do. That's their fucking choice. I don't give a fuck. But yet that is transphobic too. You say I have my life, you have yours. You don't care, and they're gonna do what they want no matter what. But I'm seeing this shit on TV. I can see what it's really leading up to, and and also why I say that. Yeah, they want their right to change into whatever the hell they want to identify, whatever the hell they want. That's fine. I really don't give a shit. It's their life, right? I have my life. They have theirs, and yet what it's leading into, they're trying to act like it's not. But you're already transphobic if you have any attitude about being proud of just who you are, even though you don't give a shit. You're trying to control their life, but they want to ease everybody, next generations, into being them, and it's going to turn into, oh, put the dress on, you bigot. And the ones I was seeing on these morning news shows, one lady co-host was talking about, all arrogantly now, how we got this big problem with toxic masculinity, and then the male co-host, in a suit there, they ain't saying nothing. He's looking straight ahead and smiling and agree, and but yeah, they're talking about this. I forget what the hell celebrity. Different people now in these. There's more. There's one specific one I saw this morning, but now you got these other people. They're celebrities, or they were involved in sports and stars. They got 12-year-old son decides they want to come out and go ahead with the transgender therapy and all that, and they want to quote live their truth. Oh, they want to live their truth. I don't give a shit as long as they're comfortable with me living my truth. I mean, if they want to encourage their 12-year-old kid deciding wants to turn into a girl, and think that's okay. And I was seeing how some states ban minors from getting such therapy, and there's a lot of professional psychiatrists that say that's practically saying it's an abomination to the practice. Kids that are really, how the fuck do you know that they don't turn 17, 18, 19 and then change their mind? I mean, you gotta wonder if somebody's being coerced or brainwashed, and then they'll accuse the diehard conservatives of brainwashing. Nobody should do anything without being coerced or brainwashed. But this is going to lead to what people are trying to say now, the rest of us, that it's not good enough for you to be tolerant. They practically want to say, put the dress on, bigot. If it ain't good enough for you to be just tolerant, to have our kids transition to that, if you tolerate anybody that identifies as a girl when they're a guy or whatever, if you tolerate and even though you understand it's against the law to go do anything like hurt anybody, beat them up, shoot them, or anything like that, which is common sense. Oh, that's considered transphobic too, because that's what they think. What I mean, it's like some of these people, like, hey, they can just kiss my ass. I says it's their life, but what's actually going on? They're having their own churches now in the Catholic churches, like these rainbow pillars and all that. They got these in some of these cities now. They got police cars with the rainbow on it, and you know what it's really for. And Yeah, they say there's people killing transgenders, doing different things like that. None of us want to do that. I mean, I don't believe in doing that. You don't go and kill or shoot anybody because of that either. Hell no. I wouldn't want no part of that. That's what those police cars are supposed to be for. That's what they say. But yet they're actually, when more and more of the population is tolerating that which, it's not going to go to that. They're going to make it like put the dress on bigot. It's going to start out with a bunch of peer pressure in these generation now and the next generations of kids. And then they're going to make it mandatory where you're literally transphobic or you refuse to be on board with this, whether you're a teenager or older person or how you want to raise your kids. And then they're going to do like what I'm hearing in these other countries now in Norway and Sweden and that if you don't put your kids in these mandatory gender education classes, we're going to go in your house with guns on. We're going to have our police go in the house with guns on our hip, take away your kids, kidnap your kids, throw you in a cage. They'll so-called arrest you, but the arrest that they're doing in these countries like that, it's actually an abduction under the guy calling it an arrest, but it's actually an abduction. They'll abduct your kids and abduct you, throw you in a cage, and if you resist, they got a guns on their hip. Like, who the fuck do these people? That's what they want to do with everybody. They'll take your kids off of you, and then if you resist, they take that gun off their hip and kill you. Take your kids and inject mind-altering and body-altering drugs and decide what gender they want your kids to be, right? And then maybe just snatch somebody's kids, small kids, kid crying, snatch their kids right from the mother's arms, right in the house. Husband saying, no, this is not going to happen. Beat the husband, slam him around a few times, shoot him in the back of the head, because this is what they want to do. They want to take these, put police and train them, mentally train them to their political and moral agenda there. Do away with the old school police, this generation, and put police in with the mindset of theirs in. You know what I mean? That's, but like, even though you're tolerant, you can be flagged as something that scares them, that you're some kind of threat to them. You'll be walking down the street, you tolerant, you don't give a shit, and then all of a sudden your family can be under attack. You know what I mean? These police cars with the rainbow coming up there, you know, and you basically won't be allowed to have a ponytail and a beard unless you identify, or if you don't identify as another gender, you know. Put it that way. I mean, that's. I think that's like we're living in this, like, it's like a Twilight Zone. You're seeing this shit on TV and they're beating this shit in people's heads. I mean, if somebody wants to identify as something, that's fine with them. That's their life. But it's going to be leading into put the dress on, bigot. Put the makeup on, bigot. They're going to ease the next generations of peer pressure. Not make it mandatory yet, not threaten you with anything yet, but they're going to start gradually doing peer pressure and threaten you with not having friends. And now if you even if you claim to be tolerant and criticize these people at all, I'm seeing it on I saw on the Dr. Phil show and things, you criticize these people, and even if you claim to be tolerant, but then, you just don't subscribe to this, it's their business. They can make you destitute, have you fired from your job, make sure you don't get a job anywhere. Yeah, I saw this shit on a Dr. Phil show. Like I said, that one woman I made a video about that's a model, she shouldn't be even better off not being on Twitter, because there's no talking to these people. Even if you do have your opinion saying, well, I don't acknowledge this person, this still is a man, which they are, but if they want to identify as this, there's no talking to them. That's what I'm saying. But on a Dr. Phil show, everybody's clapping on a Dr. Phil show. They're totally okay with somebody saying one mild amount of criticism, amount of criticism, right? And they get butthurt. And then everybody on the Dr. Phil show clapping, they're totally okay with somebody saying some tiny little criticism and making somebody destitute. The whole audience, they're brainwashing people with these talk shows on TV, getting them to literally clap. That's some sick shit where, yeah, even if you want to tolerate somebody and say it's their life, they can make you destitute. And they don't have no problem with that. They think there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not, even if you're tolerant, but yet you're not on board with this, even if you say, "Oh, it's their life, I don't care," I ain't one of those. I'm happy with my own truth, being what I am. Yeah, these people call everybody else bigots, but they're totally okay with somebody saying one thing. Okay, even if somebody says something about the transgenders that's a little overboard. Like I said, I don't believe in threatening to shoot anybody. That you don't do that shit. But there's some things that might be over the top even for me that I'd rather not go say. But say even if they did, I think it's just as bigoted and just as hateful just because you disagree with something to make somebody destitute and make sure they don't have a job anymore and laugh at them when they're homeless out on the streets, you know what I mean? And so these people in this community, this community here, they call everybody else hateful, but they're practicing revenge politics. They wanna get massive amounts of support through social media influencers. And these social media influencers and these TV shows and everything else are actually encouraging, like, to start a whole new revolution, put our people in the government, get revenge on the people that don't agree with us, make them all destitute. Revenge politics. Yeah, let's make these people homeless and destitute, make sure they don't get no job anymore, make sure they don't have no income, make them homeless and destitute, and laugh at them. You know what I mean? Tell me that ain't being hateful?